up in here. Y'all come on up in here. Forgive me, I'm about 30 minutes late, but I'm here. Y'all come on up in here. Go ahead and hit that like button. Let's talk about it. We want a continuation from yesterday's message. We're going to talk about it. Come on up in here, hit that like button. We're about to get started. This is the topic. Doing a continuation from yesterday. I think we need to go a little bit further in how the immigrant and tether classes are used as buffer classes against FBA progress and achievement. All y'all, let's just keep it a buck. All y'all here is to undermine us. FBA getting codified, delineating, standing on business. Let's keep it real. It's perceived as a threat. It's national security. And whether you know it or not, tether class, immigrants, let's keep it a buck. You're here to push us down. And we realize it. We know. We've been known. It's y'all who either act clueless. It's y'all who either act clueless and act like y'all don't know no better. Some of it is y'all don't know no better, but let's keep it real. I think y'all know now. I think tethers know. And that's why y'all tethers, y'all don't care. Y'all know y'all here to undermine us. Y'all know that you are incentivized to practice anti-black hatred towards black Americans. And we just like, bring on the hate, bring it on. Because we about to shut it all down. Shut it all down. Because in allowing this buffer class to come in, y'all are changing the scope of America. Y'all are changing the scope of America. And a lot of people don't like it. Let's keep it about a lot of people don't like it. They're tired of it. They rather just go back to the way it was before. So here we are, once again. How immigrant and tether classes are used as a buffer class against FBA progress and achievements. Let's talk about it. Let me go back over what we went through yesterday. What is a buffer class? Explanation of how immigrant and tether groups can be used to mediate, absorb, or divert tension between dominant societies and FBA. To explore how this dynamic impact FBA and how this dynamic impact FBA progress, achievement, and identity preservation. We're about to talk about it. Okay? A buffer class is a sociological term used to describe a group of people who are positioned between two larger groups, often acting as intermediaries or a cushion in economic, political, or social hierarchies. Let's just go back over the definition so y'all know. In many cases, a buffer class can serve to shield or mediate conflicts, maintain order, or divert tension between the dominant and subordinate groups. The concept can be applied to various historical and contemporary contexts, particularly in discussion around race, ethnicity, and social hierarchies. We're talking about how immigrants and tether classes are used as a buffer class against FBA progress and achievement. Y'all pound that like button, people. Pound that like button. We're going to talk about the buffer class. The class that's there to divert the attention away. to sabotage FBA achievements and progress. That's what you're here to do. That's why we call y'all out. It's called tether. That's why you got the 𝗔𝗴𝗵𝘵𝘁𝘀𝘁. That's what the 𝗔𝗴𝗵𝘵 is there for. That's what the 𝗔𝗴𝗵𝘵 is there to do. The 𝗔𝗴𝗵𝘵 is there to become a buffer class, a gatekeeper, so to speak, right? A gatekeeper of black achievements and black progress. All you D1 people, shame on you. When you put political progress above your lineage progress, shame on you. When you decide, see, this is what happens. They decide. They said, you know what? I don't want to be down here with my brothers. I want to be elevated. So as long as I get a little bit of elevation and they leave me alone, I'll say what they want to say. They want me to say. I'll do what they want me to do. These are our these are our sambos. These are our people who sell us out so they can live on a hill. So they can live in a YT community. Right? So they could get paid money. These are the people these are the black Americans and the Caribbeans and the Africans that you see on TV that they hoist up. And they put them on TV, the Jesse Jacksons, the Al Sharptons, right? They put these jokers on TV and give them some money, incentivize them to keep black Americans, to keep our lineage down. Thank you. We're talking about the immigrant and the tether classes, how they're used as a buffer. Create some space between the super elites and the rich. You have the middle class. That's a buffer. All right? They say, okay, we'll allow some of y'all to make money and to become a middle class. And that's going to shield the rich and the super wealthy from the poor, from the demands of the poor. We're talking about the buffer class. Sadly, you are lost and you created the division on yourself and victimize yourself. Well, prove it. Just because you say something don't make it true. Maybe you're lost and you created the division. You know, you sound like you're part of the agenda. Maybe you're getting some butter biscuits. Maybe you're getting some incentives to say what you're saying because you really don't understand. And if you don't understand, you got to be stupid. You got to be stupid by now. You got to have low intelligence to not believe that you're not being used, because you sound like a tether. Let's keep it a buck. You're what we're talking about. The tether class. The so-called African or Caribbean or wherever the hell you came from, Indian, doesn't matter. Where they use you to subdue us. And you'll gladly do that as long as they leave you alone and they mess with us. Because you don't want them pointing at you. You don't want them looking at you. So you say, you know what? What do you want me to do? I'll do it. Just leave me alone. Just let me make a little bit of money. Just let me do a little bit of what I want to do. And that's where it's at. That's your mindset. See, FBAs, we don't have that mindset. You're not using us. We know the tricks. We've been through. We went through the Reconstruction period. We went through the Jim Crow. We went through the civil rights. We went through the crack epidemic. We went through the mass incarceration. See, this doesn't happen to you, but it can. It can. But you sold out, so it doesn't happen to you. You want it to happen to us. And you think we're just supposed to lay down and let it happen? Oh no. That's not even in our vocabulary. That's not even our mindset. Lay down. No, we're we're gonna push back. We call out. Listen, I can tell you fearful people. I can tell why. You know why? I can tell you fearful people watch TV. If you sound fearful, you're watching the television. You're watching the news. You're watching the mainstream media. And they're going to spin a narrative and spin a tale. And you just decided, you know what? When you give up, when you submit, right? When you say, if you can't beat them, might as well join them. When you have that type of mentality, you're defeated. You're defeated without them even harming you, without them even declaring WAR against you. You have a defeatist mentality, and that's the mentality that is contrary to the black consciousness. See, the black consciousness is like, nah, man, we gotta stand on business. We gotta fight. We gotta let y'all know what's what. The black consciousness is what liberates and destroys barriers. The black consciousness is what says, you know what? We don't gotta take this. What are you going to do about it? We're going to stand, and we're going to make you change these things. If you don't give us what we want, we're going to make you give us what we want. That's the black conscience. The black conscience is the one that liberates us all. And when you don't have the black consciousness, we can tell. We can tell. When you're a fleer, we can tell. See, we don't have to flee. All FBA do is stand. That's all we gotta do is stand. Sometimes standing, we don't gain no ground, but we don't lose no ground. We're just gonna hold the line. Hold the line till enough of us wake up, and then we can continue pushing the needle forward. See, if this podcast is about anything, it's about waking you up. It's about waking up Black America to the possibilities and to the things that we could be doing. It's about waking. It's like an alarm being sounded. Like, wake up. Know your enemy. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. It's to know your. Listen. Do you not know you're under heavy propaganda and witchcraft, Black America? Do you not know? Some of y'all are still asleep. We could tell by how many people still voted Democrat. We can tell y'all don't know, y'all not paying attention to the grassroots by how you walk, how you talk, everything. Some of y'all listen to y'all grandparents. Oh, you know the Republican Party's racist. You know, listen. Let's keep it real. A lot of Black people are still asleep, and they still need to wake up. But even if you don't wake up, Black America, we have enough that is. We have enough that has. And we're going to continue to stand. We're the ones that are going to continue to stand. If you don't stand, listen, the Bible says, listen, if you don't praise me, the rocks will cry out. Do you understand? If God don't get the glory, the rocks will cry out and glorify God. Do you understand that? All God needs is a remnant. All the Most High needs is a remnant. And His will is going to be done. We're the remnant. We're going to stand. We're getting codified. The buffer class occupies a middle position between the dominant group. They often have privileges and limited access to power compared to marginalized groups, but are not as dominant or privileged as other higher groups. That's your buffer class. That's why do y'all ever realize why these immigrants seem to get more stuff than us? Because they're being used as a buffer class. Do y'all know why they were paying these immigrants $3,500 a month, giving them food stamps and all these benefits and health care and access to our school? Why? Because they're a buffer class. It's there to incentivize them, to keep them and empower them to put their to keep us down. It's there to make us be like, man, why are these people getting all this stuff and we can't get this stuff? Why does it seem like immigrants come over here and they get loans like that? They construct businesses like that. They get to put them in our neighborhood with no hassle and no problems like that. Because you're a buffer class. You're incentivized. You're incentivized to believe you're better than us because you can do these things when we've been doing these things. A lot of y'all come over here, y'all haven't invented nothing. Y'all haven't done nothing. But y'all believe the lies that they tell you, that you're smarter than black Americans. Yeah, right. You're not. You're not smarter than us. Democrats have shaped black neighborhoods. Yeah. Yeah. They put your, listen, gatekeepers is real, y'all. Y'all better look at Hollywood. Hollyweird. Y'all better look at them. Gatekeepers is real, y'all. And you just gotta understand that. Let me get to it. So let's get some historical context. Colonial and post-colonial examples. Historical uses of intermediaries. Okay. Let's talk about economic competition real quick. Labor marketplace displacement. Immigrant labor is often used to undercut wages and compete with FBA workers in key sectors. That's why a lot of you immigrants are here, because you will take less. You guys say, oh, black people, you're lazy, you don't want to work. No, that's not it. No. We just know what we're worth, and we're not working for slave wages, and we know that you will. See, if you got a house that's cost, let's say, I'm just going to throw out some numbers. If you got a house that costs $2,000, and let's say it's a three bedroom, 1 bath, and it's a house, and it costs $2,000. See, you'll go out there and you'll put 10 families in that one home. 10 families in that one home. And you go out there and you'll work for slave wages because you got 10 families in one home and everybody's sharing the bill. Everybody's sharing the groceries. Everybody's sharing the expenses. So if you got 10 families in one home, maybe you can afford to get paid less than. But a foundational black American, we don't live like that. We don't put 10 of us in one home. We have one home, one family in that 2-bedroom house, or 3-bedroom house with 1 bathroom. We have one family in that home. And we know to support our family, we need to get paid. So we're not working for no slave wages. We're not doing that. We're not piling up 10 families in one home, 3-4 families in one home. We're not doing that. We got to get paid. But you're willing to accept less than. You're willing to pile up in that 10, that 3-bedroom house, and put 10 families in that home, and have like 6 cars in the driveway. You're willing to do that. We're not. Let me read this comment here. What's funny is they convinced the unions that they support them. The Dems will do, yeah. That's what's going on. It's not that we're lazy. We're not going to work for less than what we're worth. You got to pay us. We're not going to work for pennies on the dollar. We're just not going to do it. It's not going to happen. Now y'all pound that like button. Let's get to 3K likes. You know how we do it over here. Get us to 3K likes, and I'll start bringing people up, and we'll start having the conversation. And I want to stick to the topic. I want everybody to stick to the topic. How immigrant and tether classes are used as a buffer class against FBA progress and achievements. I want you to know, family. I want you to know, and I want you to identify. I don't want you to walk around here and just wondering why is all this happening. We know why it's happening. The dominant society is empowering immigrants, is empowering some of these all these boulets, all these Roland Martins. Y'all know Roland Martin? I was watching 𝗤𝗏𝗏𝗁𝗏. They paid that joker $350,000 to go a deep. Black Americans, you deep, you some be deep. They paid that brother $350,000 to lie. They paid that brother $350,000. Listen, they wasn't paying him like they was paying everybody else, but they paid him something. A lot of these people are government shields, man. Democrat shields. That's what they are. They get paid to lie to Black America. That's why they're getting paid. That's why they're getting paid. They get paid. They paid that joker $350,000. But guess what? Guess what we did? We shut it down. That's his last payday, and he's mad. They had $1 billion. A B, capital B, 1B. They had 1B. $1 billion, and there's still $20 million in the hole, and still couldn't win an election because we stood on business. Enough of us stayed home. Enough of us voted opposite to them. That messed them up. Messed them up. Listen, Democrats, if we stay on code and we do it right, they won't be in power for the next 20, 30 years. They won't be in power for the next 20, 30 years. The whole country flipped red on them. Yeah, Beyonce. Did you hear what Beyonce? You hear what mom did to get Beyonce? Did you hear what her mom did to? Yeah. I heard about it. Mama knows. Has some choice words for Candace. Right? Got her post taken down. Out of everybody else who was posting about it, they took down Candace's post, and that's what happens. That's what happened. Yeah. That's what happens. Had her post taken down because she didn't want nobody to know that Beyonce got paid. Like, nobody knew she got paid. She got paid $3 million to speak for like 3 minutes. Let's run it down. Oprah got paid a couple million. Eminem got paid. Meg Thee Stallion got paid. Everybody, Cardi B got paid. Everybody got a bag. Trying to cape for the Democrats. These are buffer classes, people. This is what happens. See, never get your politics from entertainers or actors. Don't do it. Because chances are, if they come out publicly and endorse something, they're getting paid. And they're incentivized to do that. Why do you think a lot of people say, "Oh, I don't get along"? Usher was like, "Oh, I don't get involved in politics. I just, I leave that up to everybody else." But then the moment election come around, Democrat. Why does most of your mainstream Hollywood stars? Why are they're super rich? They got money, but they're Democrats. because it's another way to get paid. Some of these influencers that y'all see out here who are caping from the Democrats hard, it's because they're getting paid. The DNC's paying them. The DNC's paying them. You're right. You got. Hey, they always be like, I don't want you to know my political party. I don't want you to know. And then they come out Democrat. Like we don't know. Because it's another bag for them. It's just money. It's just money. And that's what they do. That's what they do. That's how they create a buffer class, y'all. They try to give others who don't deserve it. Key thing, they don't deserve a softer life than us. But they give them, as an incentive, a softer life. They want to say, black people, pull yourself up by your bootstrap. But they're not pulling themselves up by their bootstraps. They're getting butter biscuits. They're getting a softer life because they are getting on code with the dominant society. Why do you think a lot of immigrants, when they come here, they try to attach themselves to the YT community and not the black community? Have you ever wanted that? Like, all these people that come here, they don't want to rock with us. And they want you to believe the lie that, oh, it's the media. The media tells, they show us these videos and they tell us how bad you are and that you guys are just terrible people. You guys are lazy and you guys are just this and that. And we don't want that. It's not our fault. It's the media's fault. It's the government's fault. You know? Oh, they told me when I came over here that not to hang around you guys. You guys are so violent and you guys are so lazy. They told us that. That's what they told us. We have no sympathy for you, ma'am or sir. We don't. If we have a brain and you have a brain and we use our brain and you don't use your brain, whose fault is that? We don't go throwing stones in Africa or the Caribbeans. We show respect. Why can't you? If we got sense enough to do that, why can't you do the same? So whenever we hear these tethers say, oh, it's the government, they made us believe that, or it's the media, they made us believe that, guess what? Shut up. We don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear that. Because if we got sense enough to know that, hey, everything the media is telling us is not true, you don't, you're dang near gullible, you're dang near stupid, you're dang near, we don't want to hang around you anyway because you can't think for yourself. So we're happy that you go and you separate yourself from us because we don't want that low IQ anyway over in our space anyway. We don't want it. We don't want it because we know what's going on. We as black Americans, we know exactly what's going on in our community and what's going on in our country. We know exactly what's happening to us. And we're no longer going to believe the lie that you didn't know any better. Good morning. Everybody needs to use their common sense, then they will be okay. Yeah, common sense, man. Y'all better start using it. The truth is common sense ain't common for a lot of people. That's the truth. Y'all don't want to use the common sense that the Most High gave you. But we got common sense to know, hey man, we've been telling people for years. I mean, I don't know how long, man, 60 years that the media's been lying about us. We've been complaining for years that a lot of these movies are nothing more than just stereotypes. We've been saying this for years. We've been standing on business for years. Y'all pound that like button. Let me see. Do I need to go to sub only chat? Don't make me go to sub only chat, y'all. Pound that like button. Give me the 3K likes and we'll start bringing people up and we'll have the conversation. You immigrants and you tethers are being used as a buffer class. And even whether you know or you don't know, the word is out. If anything, I'm gonna make sure on this platform that everybody knows that you tethers. Everybody knows that you're being used. Everybody knows to watch out for you tethers, you boulets, you NAACP, you infiltrators, you agent provocateurs, you shields, you sleeper cells. I'm gonna make sure everybody knows who you are. I'm gonna out you. On this platform, we're gonna out you. You're not gonna be able to hide amongst black Americans anymore. That's why the delineation is real. You're going to have to tell people where you come from. We're going to make it to where you have to identify yourself when you come in this country. What your nationality is, what your background is, what country you came from. You're going to have to let that be known. You no longer can hide under the term black any longer. We're not going to allow it. We're not going to stand for it. If you are a foreigner, you're going to have to say, I'm a foreigner. I feel NAACP just helps government and not for the... Yeah, they're not. They've been infiltrated. What has the NAACP done for black Americans lately? You know that song by Janet Jackson, What Have You Done For Me Lately? What allies do we have, family? Nobody does anything for black Americans. We do everything on our own. We're the only ones that really pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. We're the only ones that really make it on our own. We're the only ones that really get it out the mud. Nobody else can get it out the mud like us. We're the only ones that do. We're the only talented people on the planet that everybody wants to attach themselves to. Do you notice that? When they see a talented black American, everybody wants... Mike Tyson. Look at how all the YT people and everybody swarmed to Mike Tyson. Muhammad Ali. Look at how they all swarmed to those brothers because they were Mayweather. All of them swarm to these brothers, man, because of who they are, the talent that they got. They want to latch on to. Look at hip hop. The genius that we do, they want to latch themselves to it and control it. If YT's good at anything, they're not good at inventing nothing, because we invented damn near everything in America. Everything in America we damn near invented. And you know what they're good at doing? Co-opting it and taking it over. They're good at latching themselves onto it and charging. They're going to charge you for our talents. That's what they're good at. They're good at packaging it and selling it and distributing it worldwide. And they're not the talented ones and not paying us and making sure they get the real bag and we get a small bag. That's what they're good at. Nothing else. Yeah, football. They're good at capitalizing off of the athleticism of black Americans and making money off of it. That's all they're good at. But they didn't do nothing. Basketball. We can name all the sports, really. They didn't want us in golf for a long... Do you remember they didn't want us in golf or tennis for a long time? But the moment you get some black Americans going over there into golf, into tennis, we changed the game. Now, they can't get in their own game that they created. Look at how all the YT people lashed themselves to Tiger. And we invented the tee, yeah. The tee off, that little pin like that where the ball sits on, we invented that. Matter of fact, a lot of times when black Americans get involved in sports entertainment, the rules have to change so that other groups can fit in. They didn't want black quarterbacks. They try to say, oh, black people, they can't be good quarterbacks. They can't do this. They can't do that. Now, what's everybody looking for in football today? They want a black quarterback who's mobile, who can throw the ball down the field, who can gain extra yards when the play breaks down. That's like a standard now. Before, you could be slow, white, stay in the pocket, launch these, you got an arm and launch these bombs. Now, they made it so that YT people, you got to have some mobility, YT, or you can't be quarterback. You can't be slow no more. We done came in and changed the game and updated it. Do y'all remember Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? Kareem? They outlawed dunking in college for a long time because of Kareem Abdul. That's when Kareem said, okay, you won't let me dunk? I'll do the sky hook. And sky hooked over them brothers and dominated that way. You see what happens? That's how phenomenal black Americans are. That's how phenomenal we are. So when y'all sit there, y'all better know that there is a tether class, there is a buffer class. That's what they're doing, they're being used. They're being used to subdue us, to keep us out of certain things. Redlining, that's against black Americans. That's it. Everything they do is against us, and they use the immigrant and the tether class against FBA progress and achievements. That's what they do, people. That's what they do. Still can't outbeat us. We're not going nowhere. We're not going nowhere. We can't go nowhere. There's no place we can go. The Most High set it up to where you niggas can't go nowhere, because he wants to listen. God, the Most High will get the glory. Always. 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 He's gonna get the glory. And he's gonna use us to do it. What's a lie? Johnson. There goes the tether. See, if anybody's speaking against the message I'm saying, you already know they're tether. You already know they come from a tether class. God will lift you up and you would, yeah. We have to repent for our sins. Okay, all right. Facts. Okay, all right. But the Most High is always gonna get the glory. He's gonna raise up his people. He's gonna raise up his people. He's gonna raise up his people. In the midst, he's gonna prepare a table for you in the presence of your enemies. Did you know that? That's what he does. God elevate. Listen, you know why they can't keep us down? Because God put this ism in us. He put this Mojara spirit in us, this soul power, this unique spirit that's not in any other person on the planet. The way we suffered, the way God squeezed us, is different from how he squeezed everybody else. When God made lemonade, this is this special lemonade that we got, the special lemonade. We got the unique lemonade. We're different. When God squeezed us, when God applied that pressure to us, he got exactly what he wanted out. He got exactly what he wanted out. He created the best product let me tell you something, black Americans, you're the best product on the world. You're the best product on the shelf. You are the currency. Without you, there is no flow. Without you, there is no motion. Without you, there is no blessing. The only reason America is blessed is because we are here. And they know it. That's why they don't want y'all, they don't want too many of y'all traveling. They don't want too many of y'all going out the country. They got to keep y'all here. So they got to put restrictions on some of y'all. They don't want y'all to know who you are. Because I'm gonna tell you the truth. When you start traveling, you begin to recognize who you are. When you get outside of this country, see, a lot of times the prophet is not a prophet in his own land, y'all. So you start speaking like I'm speaking, they're going to shout you. You're going to have naysayers. They're going to shout you down. They're going to put you down. They're going to keep you down. You understand? But the moment you start traveling outside the seas, you start realizing how great you are, because everybody starts gravitating to you. Everybody starts gravitating. Well, listen, I've been in 12 countries in 5 years, y'all. And everywhere I go, I get love. They're just amazed. Amazed at who I am. And it's only God. It's only the Most High. We're blessed. Out of all the melanated group, let's keep it a buck. And I'm not denigrating nobody. I'm not denigrating any other group. But you know what? We got to stand on this. Everybody can see how blessed we are. Everybody can see. Everybody can see. Don't let them tell you you're African, because when you travel to Africa, you don't blend in like you think you do. They know you're different. You stick out. When I go to Africa, ain't nobody looking at me like I'm African. Oh no. They realize right off the bat that you are a black American. They know that you come from America. Even in other countries, they can tell the difference between an African and a black American. Go to Japan. They know the difference between an African and a black American. Go to China. They know the difference between an African. Go to Thai. Go to the Philippines. They know the difference. Why do you think so many of them try to act like us when they go to those countries? They try to pretend like they're one of us. Don't go to no club overseas. Don't do it. You're going to see a lot of African brothers pretending like they're black Americans so they can get the ladies. We got a different talk. We got a different speech. We got game. We're not insecure. See, that's one thing. Listen, let me tell y'all this story. Okay? You see, and this is not to denigrate anybody's tradition or tribe, but this is just to tell you where it originated from. Okay? You seen those women with the plates in their mouth and the elongated earlobes, those women that, not denigrating, those are beautiful women. Okay? But you know why they did that to their women? Because they didn't want other tribes coming in to steal their women. So they decided to make their women look unattractive to other people, but attractive to them. That was based in insecurity. And that's not me making this up. That's what the chief said. When they asked him, why y'all got these women with these elongated earlobes, with these plates in their mouth? Why do they do that to themselves? And the chief said, they used to come and steal our women. See, black Americans, we don't do that. We're not insecure. We allow our women to have a voice. We allow our women to speak. We don't try to silence our women. We listen to our women. We work with our women. We're not insecure. We know that our women are going to choose us 90% of the time. We don't got to worry about no other group coming in to take our women. Our women we know belong to us. But y'all got to worry about y'all women. Y'all got to silence y'all women. We don't have to do that. We're black America. We just got to walk in the room and we know we got the attention. Yeah, white women love, man, listen, let me tell you like this. If you travel outside the country, next to the white man, if we're not the most preferred, we're definitely the second preferred. And that's only because white men have, they're the dominant society right now. But we're not insecure. We don't have to have those insecurities. I'm not worried about somebody stealing my chick. My chick belongs to, she rocking with me. She already with the biggest. What's she looking at you for? She's already with the biggest. She's already with the most influential man in the room. And I'm not saying this to denigrate nobody, to put down nobody's culture or anything like that. I'm just saying what is rooted and grounded in. Let me bring up Supreme Court.
Hello, my good brother.
What's up, brother?
Not too much, man. How you doing today?
Man, chilling, man. We talking about this buffer class.
A buffer class?
The buffer class.
Against
the buffer class.
It sounds like when they used to have Africans coming over here showing them videos and telling them not to fool with us and all that. We drug dealers and all that type of stuff. They back on that. They back on that now.
They've been on that.
Yeah, I know they've been.
Don't mess with the blacks. They have the anti-black hatred. Don't mess with the blacks.
Yeah.
Don't be down with the blacks. They have videos to say they don't want nobody to click up with us.
Because for one, they don't want nobody to. Well, everybody been given these preset false narratives. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're China man, whether you new FBA, whatever, everybody being given a narrative. You know what I'm saying? There's flaws in everybody's story, and at the end of the day, people just want truth. It's a great deal of people who just want to influence people to believe or follow a certain narrative so that they can catch an advantage of it. For instance, if you believe that social services was set up by so-called YT people, or if you believe that Christmas was set up, Christmas is happening from Santa Claus, we never get to pay homage to the original ones who deserve it. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's a lot of that's going on. If a foreigner come over here and tell you like, yeah, well, we heard such and such and this, and then you correct them, and then they correct you, and then you correct them, and then before you know it, because that's how I found out about this buffer thing. I was on a pool at a pool with a Ghanaian and a Cameroonian and a Senegalese man, and I had excuse me, I had told them, like, I was asking them, like, is it true that y'all don't like us? Because as you see me and you getting into my Ghanaian homeboy, like, me and you we getting along. We done sold a couple cars together. You invite me over your house. You leave me around your wife. I leave you with my sister. So what's the big deal? Why is it such a big barrier in between us when we meet? And he said, I'm gonna be honest with you. They convince us and tell us how bad y'all are before we get here. So we gotta adhere to that, because they say we'll end up in jail like you. They said that all of you are D dealers, unalivers, and pretty much headed to jail. So stay away, stay out of trouble. And I was like, damn, I felt bad, because I'm like, if we all thinking, oh, blah, blah, Africa, and they being programmed like these are not your friends, these are not your family, it's a real big disconnect. And then when we finally get to sit there, like, oh no, we cool, bro. Come over to my house. You cook food, you know what I'm saying? Food, fried family, baked fish and all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, at the end of the day, I ain't gonna talk too much longer. At the end of the day, I'm just like, a lot of people have been convinced to believe certain things, and that's a prime example, and it happens. Now, Kit Kat and Merriman are gonna run around and try to say it never happens, but I heard that straight from a Cameroonian man and a Ghanaian man at the pool in Maryland. You know what I'm saying? So, that shit is definitely.
Can I ask you this, brother?
Sure.
Have you heard of the new black media?
No, I haven't.
Okay, you need to find out where your grassroots family is, and your grassroots family is Professor Black Truth, the Black Authority, Tariq Nasheed, Vicky Dillard, Lisa Cabrera, Afro Elite. There are a host of other brothers that are online, giving FBA knowledge, and moving the agenda forward for the FBA family. You can look at them on YouTube. Quite honestly, when you stop talking, or even if you have a laptop now, you just go on pause or go on silent. You're going to listen to 20 minutes of what he's talking about, so you can get some of the stuff. I wouldn't necessarily suggest listening to one podcast and running with it. You want to find out where the family's actually at. You got to get some. These brothers have been at this for years.
Yes, they have.
They have not just come on the scene. They've been at it for years. So you go follow some cat that just came. Yes, I did.
My bad. I'm doing a little. Yeah, I'm hip, bro.
I'm saying, like, if you know about Professor Black Truth.
Black Truth?
I'm guessing not. Yes, because if you know about Professor Black Truth, then you know about your moment of truth.
Come on.
Okay. So, if you know about, wait a minute, hold on, bro. I just give you some more information, bro. Just trying to give you some more information.
Do your thing.
Okay, on the weekends, the Black Authority does a live call-in show from around the world. 100% unadulterated FBA. Now, you got some questions, you got some things, some issues. These are where the answers are coming from. They are not coming from our basketball players, actors, and yada yadas.
Nope.
So
our answers are coming from down here.
I got you
down
on
a little bit for him, Tony, because he's writing this down. Slow it down a little bit for him, Tony, because he's writing it down. I got you. But I'm gonna tell you like this. Listen, turn off the mainstream media. Don't let any black person that they put on the mainstream media, and I'm saying Stephen A. Smith.
Oh,
can't
I ain't
trust
going that far, brother. Oh, it's not trusted? Yeah, no, I can't trust him.
You can't trust
The
him,
podcast. I'm
and you
sorry.
can't listen to him. Okay.
The Black Authority,
Okay.
Professor
I got
Black
them.
Truth. Okay, you
Yeah.
got Black Truth, you got Tariq and Black Authority.
Yeah. I followed Tariq since his YouTube days back in the day.
So do you know about
Yeah.
Hidden Colors? Do you know about Hidden Colors?
I actually was around before, during, and after the distribution of all 3 volumes of Hidden Colors. Actually in 2013, 14, 15, we used to do.
He dropped
seminars.
about 5 more.
Okay. Yeah, we used to do seminars about community upliftment and just informing the people about.
That's what everybody should start, y'all. If y'all don't got the Hidden Colors all the way through 5, you're missing
7 a.m., 8 a.m. from the Black Authority. These brothers have documentaries that are speaking to our family's needs, wants, and desires. Or should I say, demands.
So you said 7 a.m., 8 a.m. I can catch them.
Those are documentaries that the Black Authority has.
Okay.
Okay, like you know about buck breaking, you know about the Seminole Wars that he just did that particular documentary on.
So have y'all done a segment on reclassification?
What do you mean?
Yeah, I don't think I've touched on that too much, but I understand what you're talking.
Is that an okay topic to bring up? Because you know I respect your space too much. Ever since you let me come in here on my 5 different pages, so I don't even talk.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
I ain't said nothing. Can't you tell me? I sound like a totally different person, right? Like, hey, I'm watching to the drum. I'm watching to the beat of your drum. I'm
Lord have mercy. Why y'all keep doing me like that?
No, bro, this is not me doing you like that. This is me coming to respect you and hear what you. I came in here to hear your message, bro. I ain't come in here and say nothing about doing your family tree. I ain't say nothing about we Indians. I ain't say nothing. Right?
Lord have mercy.
Right or wrong?
All right. Yeah.
I'm on your time today, bro. I came to. I'm humbly.
Well, I'm gonna just say it like that, bro. Go get some of that information. Go hear where we at from where we coming from home base and grassroots.
How the fuck he make his way in here again? I thought I blocked this nigga. Nah, I respect what you do, bro.
Y'all just keep y'all.
Supreme, let me ask you. Let me ask you to do me a favor.
I know you're dedicated, and I know you real. I know you stand on what you're saying. So even if I didn't agree with what you're saying fully, which that's not the case, I wouldn't even harass you because you standing on what you're saying, bro. You feel what I'm saying? And you also allow the opposition to speak, bro. No, you didn't have to let me fucking speak. You let me show my whole family tree and all that, and it's like, nigga, get away. But that's why I respect you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I want you to do me a favor, Supreme.
You that guy that dropped down. You said what?
Do me one favor, brother.
What's up, bro?
Do not, if you're going to come in this panel, and I'm going to ask you to not use the N-word. I personally believe that is a word of negativity, and this is a place of empowerment.
Now, too much. He said it. I didn't. So can I respond? And I agree with you, bro, to an extent. Because, and that's the reason why. That's the only issue I had with FBA, right? And that's because the word Negro, Black, African American, and color are synonymous, and they're all part of the reclassification of our original people. So the word, don't hide behind that picture. The word Black is the exact same value as Negro.
I didn't say nothing about Black. I just said the N-word. No, you are going way farther than I intended, brother. I strictly said the N-word.
Because I don't want no. I know Negro. Negro is one of the classifications. Nigga, that's what they call it.
No, brother. Okay. My modern tongue brothers.
Don't make me do this.
My modern brothers.
They're not going
okay. It really is just this simple. We are well aware of how our names have changed through the classification of American history.
Yes, but are you aware that there was African American?
I am simply saying this as a brother. I am simply saying this as a social structure within the family. That we eliminate that word because of its negative connotations. The idea is just that simple, and that's it. We're trying to get rid of all the negativity and anything negative.
Right. I didn't disagree with you. So can we look at
that? No, I know, but I'm saying you go into these other aspects of what's going on, and that's a little bit further.
Two words. We're talking about black and we're talking about nigga or Negro, right? They are both the same. They are both used. They was both from the 1900s. They was both used to classify us. They both taken away our culture. Hold on, can I finish my statement, bro? Cause
Just
I
real
ain't
quick,
even,
brother. Real quick,
oh,
brother.
bro,
Real
bro.
quick, brother.
Can I
Listen.
respond to what he was saying before you do that? Cause then we're gonna be going. I'm gonna have to respond to you.
He
Can I
said,
respond to
"Go
him, bro?
ahead, man."
Go ahead.
All right, thank you. I apologize. Thank you, bro.
Real quick,
So
man.
what I'm saying, I want to make it real quick. So what I'm saying is that they classified us as Negro, Black, African American, and color, right? To take away our title of who we were, right? That law and that rule was changed and overturned, but it's never been remedied. We're still on paper as these things which have no legal weight. We are just same way you said the N word is disrespectful. It's disrespectful to call us black because none of us have black skin, none of us have a black mother, none of us have a black land. If anything, it would be brown. But listen, let me get this. These are I'm blackity black. I'm African American. I'm Negro. All these things are different than what we originally were, and that's part of the reason why we don't have what we're supposed to have. If you want me to stop saying nigga, I will. But y'all gotta stop saying black, because we not black. Black means dead. Black means a corpse. Black is the destitute of light. The black is. No, you gonna meet me up? Go ahead. You gonna meet me?
Yeah, you already know. I gotta mute you, brother. Let me tell you something again. Let me explain to you again for the umpteenth time. For the umpteenth time. We're not looking at black as a color, brother, not as a race. We don't look at black as a race. We're looking at black as a consciousness, as a mindset. Okay? When we say I'm black and I'm proud, when we say black is excellent, when we say black is intelligence, we're talking about the mindset. We're talking about the black consciousness that liberates us all. We know we're not the color black, brother. Anybody who thinks that they're the color black, shame on them. Okay, black is not a color to us, but it is the same way we done took the word, the N word with the hard ER and flipped it. We did the same thing with black, and you got to respect it. They already classify us as black. Listen, you don't have to classify yourself as black. You can say freedmen. We are freedmen. That's also another thing they classified us as, but we will accept that.
That would be the accepted legal term, technically, but that the government put in place.
Yeah. And we're okay with that. If you don't want to use the word black, then call yourself a freedman, and we're still going to rock with you. We're still going to put you under the FBA banner, whether you want it or not.
And speaking of freedmen, family, do not forget to go and rock with Marcel Dixon. Down there getting ready to unseat Jim Clyburn up out that seat.
Come on.
Get him out that house.
Y'all get y'all some American Freedman apparel. Get y'all some American Freedman apparel. Go to americanfreedmanapparel.com and buy a sweater, buy a t-shirt, buy a mug, buy a pen. Support our brother Marcel Dixon. And even if you're not from that state, give that brother some support and give that brother some love. Okay? She said, I love Marcel. I hate he lost to Clyburn.
He did, but quite honestly, sister, or whomever that is, I mean, Cat, he got in the race late. That's why he lost. Mm-hmm. But you get in that race against Clyburn early and you go around that community and let them see how little Clyburn has done for them, other than every 2 years coming out with a fish fry and saying, look at my sister, my cousin, my nephew, my niece, who I put up in this great job, even though you still living in the sixth poorest district in the country. No, we don't operate like that. You're not for me, you for you.
That's real. Y'all do me a favor, click the link in my bio. I have the Digital Bill of Rights, the FBA Digital Bill of Rights in there that I want you guys to download and read. I have the FBA Code of Honor on there. I have the FBA Constitution on there. And I have the Foundational Black American Treaty. That's 4 things that I'm giving to y'all for free. All you got to do is click on the PDF, click on the link in the bio, click on the PDF file, scroll down to where it says, I want this, and there's a dollar amount. All you got to do is put 0 in the dollar amount and click I want this, and you get those things absolutely free. I'm not charging you guys for any of that. I'm giving it to the family. I want you guys to have it. Especially the new one, the Digital Bill of Rights. We need to somehow get a petition out about the FBA Digital Bill of Rights, and we need to make this we need to push this to be on all social media platforms that we're a part of, because they shadow ban us, they silence us, they do everything to limit us, to limit Imagine if they didn't mess with the influence of Black Americans, what we can do really in this world. They have to stifle us. They have to shorten our reach on purpose. They have to silence us on purpose. On purpose. Imagine if we were free to really do what we need to do on here. I keep saying that there's no way on planet Earth that 𝗤𝗏𝗏 should not be at 3 million, 4 million, 5 million followers. There's just no way. There's just no way, family. He's being shadow banned. His reach is being limited on purpose, especially now that they know the power of the grassroots. They want our reach to be even more shortened. Yeah, that's low for him. The numbers that this brother be doing, that's low. That's just low. There's no way. Our brother Kevin Samuels wasn't doing some of the numbers 𝗤𝗏𝗏 was doing, if we're being honest.
And a whole lot more cats was aware of Samuels,
Man, Kevin
unfortunately.
Samuels was beloved not only in the Black community, but in all communities. They love that brother. But there's no way if the world was on the right axis, and the powers weren't stifling and shadow banning some brothers, 𝗤𝗏𝗏𝗏 should be really up. A lot more people should know about the black grassroots. A lot more people should know. Listen, I don't know anybody that hasn't seen at least one Hidden Color series that's Foundation of Black America. At least one. And a lot of people who've seen the Hidden Color series, they don't even know that it's 𝗤𝗏𝗏𝗏 who did it. They don't know who created. They just watched it. They just seen it, and they got enlightened, and they don't even know who put it together. So that's just a shame. So the FBA Digital Bill of Rights, it's important. We need to get that adopted. When Trump is talking about all this reshuffling of the Digital Bill of Rights, we need to make sure that somebody gets Trump this PDF file, so he can make sure that we're included. And I want y'all to understand that listen, family, I want y'all to really listen to me. Listen to this. I know y'all seen that video of the people walking, the white supremacists, the alleged white supremacists walking around in Ohio. Did y'all see that video? The small group of men with their mask on, they had the red and black mask on, and they're just spouting out.
I caught a part of it.
I want you to understand that that's not Republican. That's Democrat. That's a side.
No, I'm gonna say that's individual. I'm not gonna assign that a party. I'm gonna assign that an individual, because you got bigots on the left and the right.
You do, but brother, we gotta call that out. That's propaganda and witchcraft at its finest again. That's a small group of people feeling emboldened. They want y'all to think it's Trump making these people feel bold, but it's not. It's not. It's an agenda. They're trying. This is another scare tactic. Those are all. Why do you think they gotta hide their face? Because a lot of them, they're probably on the left. It's not really Trump like y'all think it is. Some of it is. Some of it's going to be. But I want y'all to remember. Y'all remember how the numbers got leaked out and certain people were getting these racial slurs? That's not Republican, y'all. That's Democrat. I'm just calling it out for what it is. That's Democrat. Whenever you see, listen, under Obama, the most horrendous crimes happened to black people under his watch. It wasn't the Republicans. It's always been, let's keep it a buck, it's always been them. They use this to make you scared of a Trump presidency when we've already been through a Trump presidency. We know that is nothing for us to fear. So I just want y'all to understand, and I want y'all to understand and know that everything racist, you don't have to be psyop anymore and just point Republican. I'm not saying that Republicans aren't, but I'm saying that let's be real. What is a small group of people walking around yelling? What is that in a black neighborhood? What is that for them to do? That's to make you. That's to throw you off the trail, throw you off the scent of where it's really coming from. It's coming from the DNC. They've always tried to use emotions to control us. They want to trigger you. They want to get you emotional so you make decisions not with your logic, but by your emotions. How do I know? It happened to me. I remember being polarized on, man, do I vote Trump or do I vote this person? You know, I don't want, just like I don't want to be, I don't want to be racist to my people. That's what they do. They want you going to the ballot box, choosing based off your emotions, and you just got to start calling it out. The only way they were able to get those numbers, y'all, where somebody was on a government shield platform, and they got those numbers, and they knew they were black because they looked at their social media. They knew these numbers were connected to this social media, and they were black, and they could send out these disparaging remarks so they could say, see what Trump's going to do when he get in power? You can't fall for that. You just can't fall for it. You have to just look at it for what it really is. You have to look past the emotion and put on your intellectual cap and be like, this is strange. Why are they doing this now? Yeah, all that stop and frisk, that happened on a Democrat, not Republican. Democrat cities. All the crime is come from the Democratic cities. Keep it a buck. They're talking about what do you call it? Defunding the police, but they know they're never going to defund them. That's just to cause up racial tension. That's to stir up some things so they get you emotional, and so you vote Democrat. The Democratic cities are the ones that support all the red states. Yeah. So we got to call it out. But let's get back on this buffer class. What do y'all think about the buffer class? Mills, go ahead. I'll go with Mills, and then we'll go down to Raw Digger, or Raw Diggish, Raw Rogish, or whatever your name is, brother. Sorry if I messed your name up. Go ahead, Mills. Unmute your mic, brother.
Peace and love to the family. So what we talking about? Okay, I'm really I'm really tired of the scare tactics really that they got going on. They really pushing a lot. Other than that, man, you know how I feel. You already know it.
Well, let me ask you this question. I'm gonna ask the panel this question.
Okay.
Do you believe that certain immigrant groups are being used as a buffer class to suppress FBA progress?
Yep. And I'll tell
100%.
and I'll tell you why. Because a lot of them will get on our platforms, being Asian. The white teamen, and doing all that, and then we'll go back in their groups and be against everything we stand for. But in our face, they want to. Let's stick together. We're friends. Nah, bro. I know what y'all do. They come over here friendly, or some might come with their right agenda that they against us, their agenda. We know who they are. And then you got some that just come over here and act like they friendly, act like it's just peace and love and, kumbayas, and then they go right over to theirs. And those niggas don't deserve reparations. What did they do? And stuff like that. So they, you know how they go. So
let me ask Rodgish son, and then let me go to Leslie Felix. Rogish son, go ahead and answer the question I asked Mills. Do you believe that certain immigrant groups are being used as a buffer class to suppress FBA progress?
Definitely so, because there's no other way for Black people to be regulated as a social fuel. Because that's how they've been utilizing us as some form of a fuel, as a currency and a fuel. First currency pre-emancipation, and then post-emancipation, utilizing us as some form of a cultural fuel and social portal for non-whiteness. So if they're going to utilize us in that capacity, they can't have us as a made right fellow social class along with everybody else. This is why when, all them foreign folks come to the United States, where do they set up shop at? And who they start participating in when it comes to whatever low non-power level, more of a social force level of politics that Black people start participating in, the civil rights and this and that and the third, right? So yeah, that of course, yeah, they're definitely utilized as a buffer class. And again, I'm playing with this. I think it's largely to keep us in the capacity of being some form of a fuel for this place, because you can have it's easy for people to try to jump onto the empathy train with us, because we made that. I guess we made that our bread and butter the whole time. You know what I'm saying? So so you sing a song, you put on the guard, you throw the fist up, you whatever. You know what I'm saying? We're used as some form of a genre of citizen, and that's how they get off. I don't know. I think what it is that Black people, we don't see the hybrid role that we participate in just being here in the United States of the murder clans. We play a hybrid role for Democrat and Republican. It doesn't matter. It's because I don't think either one of the groups or any party of any Pilgrim background wishes to see a Black community thriving or stable.
They've been working together. They worked together during the civil rights to oppressors. They worked together during the crime bills to us, but that was a bipartisan thing. That wasn't just one party. That was a bipartisan. They've been always working together to suppress us because they know who we are.
Right.
They know how powerful we can become. They know what this country can look like if we continue to stand on business. They know
it'll
that.
look like how the world looks like. The way that the world can't help but try to express as us, even though the most ratchet to the most righteous, they got to cover everything and copy every single thing about it.
And they want to paint everybody as the most ratchet. All Black people are ratchet. All Black people are this. When it's really only 17% of us that are even considered in these roles.
Exactly.
Let me go to, is it Leslie? Same question. Do you believe that certain immigrant groups are being used as a buffer class to suppress FBA progress?
First of all, I just want to say hi and good morning to all of y'all. And I really appreciate the fact that you put forth such a platform to uplift the value of, to at least encourage the understanding of each of us, of our values and our worth. I will be more than happy to answer these questions, but I would rather just afford the opportunity to some of our brothers.
Where are you from, brother?
I'm just a mess. I'm a Canadian. And
you're Canadian? Where are you from, brother? Where's your family from? Where's your home?
Canadian and what, brother? We can hear your accent clearly, so if you would just answer us plainly, it would go to us trusting you a whole lot easier.
Absolutely. The mixture is Canada, Haitians, like from Haiti.
Yes.
I got Cuban from the grandparents.
You're going down your genealogy. Okay, where are your parents from?
And my parents, my dad from Haiti, and my mom
is
St. Louis.
Okay. Your mom's from St. Louis. Is she Black? Is she FBA?
Yeah,
okay.
she's Black.
Okay, very good, brother. Okay, go ahead. Now, do you believe that certain immigrant groups, are you in America or are you in Canada? Where are you at?
Yeah, I'm here in Florida.
Okay. So you can answer this. Do you believe that certain immigrant groups are being used as a buffer class to suppress FBA progress? Are you familiar with the term FBA? Are you familiar with the term FBA?
Yeah, one moment, please. Yeah, hello. Sorry about that because I had to put this away for a moment. Yes, I'm not really familiar with that program. Can you just elaborate a little bit on that?
Okay, let me elaborate a little bit. FBA is Foundational Black American. Okay, we are indigenous to this land, and we have African ancestry, which is part of the transatlantic slave trade. Okay,
Right.
that makes up FBA. All the tribes, the uncivilized, the Creoles, the 𝗤𝗏𝗏𝗁𝗍𝗁𝗔, the Black Americans, the Negroes, we've all come under one banner, and we call ourselves Foundational Black Americans because before this country was built, we were the ones who built it. We were the building blocks, the foundation of this country. The wealth that this country was able to generate, it was because of our ancestors and what they did. Does that make
Right.
sense?
Yeah.
So we're foundational Black Americans. And we're saying, and I'm asking you a question, do you believe that certain immigrant groups are being used as a buffer class to suppress FBA progress? Go.
I would have to look for more evidence to really opinate, to give a fair opinion in this regard. Now, one thing that I know for sure, I know a lot of campaign has been launched to suppress people of African descent in this country. We have tried several times to move up the social scale, the social ladder. In many ways, we've had many Wall Streets, Black Wall Streets, such as Tulsa, Oklahoma. We got the Durham, North Carolina, and we have Richmond, Virginia. We have Syracuse in New York, and most of them they've been destroyed, and not most of them, all of them, they've been destroyed. Anything that looks like uplifting the people of African descent, there has always been.
Wait, hold up, cuz, hold up. You're speaking very generalized, and we're speaking nuance. When Brother Too Much used the term buffer class, do you know what a buffer class is?
Yeah, that's probably what I should have asked him.
I don't believe he does. That's why he said he needed more time to study it. But the idea is, as Rogue was just pointing out, his generalities eliminates our Black Americanness and our experience.
Yeah,
The nuance, correct. That's what he's eliminating by using the broad African stroke. And it's not that I'm, again, not to take anything or hate on any aspect of our African brothers and sisters, but it's that aspect that FBA is taking umbrage with. It's not that it's, as you have clearly stated, we've had an ethnogenesis on this continent. Our Black consciousness is what we are talking about. He is speaking to the family as a whole.
Because the way I see it, if you are fighting a fight, and you deserve to be recognized for your contribution to this country, and you are part of the. I mean, I should say you are one of the owners of this land, because you've been here from the very beginning, even before the white folks from
slave trade, yes,
from Europe came here and claimed this land, and so you've been here, and that you deserve to be to receive whatever is yours, whatever is deemed to be yours. And now, in my mind, I'm looking at any people of African descent.
Yeah, that's the issue, Leslie.
Wait.
I'm gonna try to catch you up. I'm trying to speed you up, man. Check it out. Black people. The issue with a buffer class is look at it like this. You have white people, right? Or white tea people, as y'all call them. I'm from Oklahoma. We call them Peckerwoods. I'm gonna say pilgrims here. So you have these pilgrims here, right? They are supposed to, their classification that they claim that they ride with is white. you know that that is only supposed to be the one classification within this land, because you had other so-called white people who had to earn their whiteness when they got here. You had the Irish, you had the Italians, you had the Polacks, you had all those many different types of white folks that was up in Chicago.
That's correct.
Right. So that means that this society was only supposed to be solely a white class society. Well, when the slave class was freed, they had to open up a fellow classification. Okay. Now they have their identity. Black people have the right to create our own cultural identity unto ourselves. But also, as we were doing that, putting ourselves back together, right? They started bringing everybody else on over here so that they can boost up the numbers to keep us down specifically. So they would sacrifice seeing some of their country go to other people as long as they weren't specifically connected to our blood and cultural lineage to them and this nation. So now you got all these other people over here who are participating as Americans, but they very conveniently take on a somewhat similar anti-blackness that we will get from those in the white power dynamic. So in that regard, they are behaving as buffer class, as a buffer class. Same as with the term, what they call it, benign negligence. It was something that was instituted back in the 70s when Nixon was president. They said that we're going to enact benign negligence, meaning that we're not going to talk about these black issues because these black issues aren't just black issues. They're issues with the entirety of the nation. It's not just a people. It's us as a nation that have to deal with this if we deal with these black issues. So don't pay no attention to them. Let's pay more attention to Hispanics. Let's pay more attention to Southeast Asians that are coming over here. Let's pay more attention to the Hindus that are coming over here. But
Team LGB too.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They threw in the Dookie Dippers and all them with it too. So the thing is, that's what they do, cuz, for real. That's
Come on, man. Listen, man, you done dropped a couple of bombs, but you gonna get the live tag, man. You gonna get the live tag, man. You done dropped a couple of them. We done let them slide, and they good, bro. They good. They good. They good, but you gonna get the live band if you keep that up.
My bad, cuz. I promise, man. Now y'all see why I got my name.
Listen, I ain't mad at you, bro, but do you want to keep this thing going or you want this thing to end?
Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going.
All right, then. You're going to have to pull back. Pull back. Keep them in the chamber, man. Keep them in the chamber. Okay.
We love TikTok Shop. It's for educational purposes only.
F1 family, we love TikTok Shop.
There you go.
One in the chat.
All right,
God.
Bro, he snuck it in there. He snuck it in there smooth. Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
But did you get that lesson?
Wow. That was wild.
Shout out to the brother. You welcome anytime on the panel, brother.
I swear I was going to say that too much. I swear I was going to say that too.
He snuck it in there smooth with it too.
Woo!
Okay, all right. Yeah,
All right.
So listen up, man. We know that they're the buffer class. Okay, we know that the tethers and the immigrants are being used, whether they know it or not, whether they want to admit it or not. I think a lot of them know it, and a lot of people, they don't care. They don't care as long as they're getting something for. See, you got to understand, America is the country of incentivization. They can damn near get you to do anything they want you to do if they put the right incentives.
Facts.
All
Can I say one thing too? After you,
How do you think we got ratchet music being played all over the world, all on the radio stream? It's because they incentivized it.
Yeah. They use us to make it cool.
Yeah.
The ill part is
they use our Majara spirit, our soul power, to make this popular. They recognize who got the motion, who God is endowed with all of his blessings.
Yep.
Right? And they said, we're going to use that and attach our messaging to it. It's like politics. They give you something good, but there's something that negates that good right on the back end of that same policy.
Yes. It's like a genie effect.
Pass it as one bill. And they say, see, we passed the bill. We gave y'all civil rights. But it's not just for Black Americans; it's for everybody.
Everybody, right?
We gave y'all civil rights and others.
Right.
See, it's that part right there.
Oh,
It was
we're
supposed to be for y'all, but
gonna give y'all
and
affirmative
others.
I,
It's
I,
gonna give y'all affirmative action, but it's also going to benefit minorities also, which
Right.
includes IT women.
exactly.
See, there's always, they give you the good and the bad together. They give you the evil and the good together, and they put it down your throat, and they make it taste good. And they give it, and even though it has a sour taste at the end, they make it taste sweet going in. And that's the purpose of it, because if they want to destroy us.
Do they want to destroy us, or do they want to destroy everybody else? And they find out that this is with the ease of frequency that these particular people have of touching everybody. Like I'm gonna say a word for y'all, and I want y'all to make the facial expression when I say this word. Funk. What is the
FUNK?
Yeah, FUNK. What is the facial expression that we make when we hear something funky? What we do?
Right.
Okay, there you go. Funky. There you go. See,
Yeah.
no. Okay.
Face gets scrunched up. Ooh.
Now, right.
Oh, right. You got that. Yeah, you know that.
Ooh, wee.
Right. Yes.
It hits you dead in the center of your dome. Now, what other people's kind of music do they eventually try to get there for you being seated with it, with a specific time, with a specific breath, with a specific patience? Everybody else's meditation music is trying to get them right there so that your focus is there, so that you get your calmness. Our type of music takes you instantly there, instantly to the center of your dome. Maybe not for the same purposes, but just the fact that we can take you, you know what I'm saying, instantly cosmic slap, cuz, what's up?
Right.
That there is something from us. That means that we are more of a jewel of a people. We ain't just regular humans like everybody else. You feel me?
That's a fact. That's a fact. Let me ask you another question. Right? Is there evidence that mainstream media elevates non-FBA voices while minimizing FBA voices on specific issues and contributions? Do y'all see the evidence of that? Is there evidence that mainstream media elevates non-FBA voices while minimizing FBA specific issues and contributions? Do y'all see what's going on in our media today?
Yeah.
The current press secretary. Forget the current press secretary, the president of the United States. Most of your black faces on news stations are of an second generation immigrants. They do not speak from an FBA perspective, even though they have the skin tone of an FBA.
Yeah, right.
That is what mainstream media uses to persuade the gullible or the easily misled, shall I say, to voting against their own best interest.
Do you remember when Obama was running, how we thought he was the first black president? Do y'all remember that?
Yes. He had came out smooth, didn't he? I always said that, like, he too smooth for school. I'm Obama, baby.
Yeah,
he came out like a PIMP.
This brother studied our swag, man. He learned how to walk like us. He had the bravado like us. He tried to play on that.
He played us, and I hate thinking about being played. Anytime I get played, I feel violence. I'm not violence. I get angry because I feel like I was taken advantage of.
He was the first black. That was
Because he was from Chicago. Think about it. He went to Chicago and got that swag.
Not that swag.
Because Chicago is known for
for sure. I get it. I understand, but that's kind of the point.
Do y'all know that Jesse Jackson was crying when Obama got elected?
Yeah, he always cried though.
Come on, right. You know, they couldn't wait to show a crying black man on camera for a president of the United States.
Y'all know who Van Jones is, right? That's one. Oh my God, that's one cryingest, simpish Negro I've ever seen in my entire life.
Roland lives like that.
I'm a bitch. Is going to be able to grow up in America where she feels empowered. Come on, $1, please. And, come on.
They
That's
sold
a
it.
crying ass Negro right there. We can't listen to him.
I have a question.
Van
Shoot.
Jones.
You can't pay no attention to Van Jones.
Go ahead, Les. You got a question?
Yes, sir. I just want to be clear of something. What's the goal? What's the specific purpose of the FBA?
To get reparations for the United States of America. The purpose is also delineating from all of the other, forgive me, melanated families and communities that are within the United States who have no ties or connections to any form of reparations that foundational Black Americans are trying to get.
Okay, now, I heard Mr. Louis Farrakhan back in the 90s and during, I think, one of his Donahue shows.
Excuse me, brother. Can I ask you a question right quick?
Yes, sir.
How old are you?
53.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead, brother.
So he was asked the question, and you said reparation, and the question was, what would you like to see happening so you can say, well, this is the reparation I'm looking for? What is that you are referring to when you say reparation?
The same reparations that the small hats get, the same reparations that the
Native Americans get.
Native Americans get, the same reparations that the Japanese get. You know what those reparations are, sir?
Yeah,
Cash, right?
yeah, absolutely.
So how is our demand of reparations or our definition of reparations somehow different now?
Well, here's the problem is a lot of people just misunderstand.
That's a choice they're choosing to make, sir.
That's
If
what
they're
I
going
believe.
to accept the other reparative justice programs that this country has put forth, this government has put forth, the idea that now, again, as I say, somehow our claim for the same reparative justice is different doesn't make any sense unless you are trying to make it make no sense.
The problem is they do not see it that way. They just refuse to understand that. And then
They understand fine. They're just
African Americans have been
pretending.
fighting for a long time to
Listen,
get at least the minimum.
Leslie, hold on, Leslie. They understand fine. They know exactly what they're doing. They're pretending to be dumb. They're pretending to act clueless. Okay? They know exactly what we're talking about when we say reparations. They
But
just
they
want
know. They know. That's
they're
what I
the
said.
upper
That the
class.
willingness is not there. The willingness to give it is not there, and it's a fight that's been going, and I don't think it will ever stop. And
The
those
point
guys,
is,
they
brother,
just
we're never going to stop fighting for it. If we stay quiet about it, we will never get it. So we're not going to stay quiet about it.
I'm with you.
We are
100%.
not going to stay quiet. I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother. If I was
Yes,
interrupting
sir. I would definitely encourage you guys to continue this fight. I know it's been a long time, and this fight has been
Well,
going.
we've only really been stomping for reparations for 5 years. If we're going to be truthful, we've only really been stomping hard for reparations recently.
Yeah,
In the
because
past,
what I'm saying,
we kind of just allow them to give us confirmation prizes, and we've been accepting those symbolisms. Like we allowed
you. I was
them.
going to say, yay, symbolism burger.
We've been taking them symbolism burgers, waiting on Jesus. Okay, now we're like, okay, we're not waiting no more. We in the last 5 years, we have done strides in reparations and achieving that. We got them to do studies that they didn't want to do years ago. Now the studies are over. Now I want y'all to hear me, FBA. Now the studies are over. They can't prove that we got to do another study because they did the study already. Now it's time for them to cut the check.
Check.
Nothing else. We can't. There's no more symbolism they can give us. There's no more nothing burgers they can try to feed us. It's either you give us what we want or else. That's what it comes to. And the Democratic Party seems the what else. They know what the what else is. They know what the what else is. The what else is we won't be empowered.
what I've seen is just
We break away from them.
the divide is what really killing the movement. If we all have to come together When I say we, I'm talking about I'm talking on behalf of all the members of the FBA. They have to come together, and we have to think the same way. Just as you mentioned earlier, we need to stop voting by jumping in the bandwagon. That's what I call it. So and so just tells you, yeah, that's the guy I want because you are a fanatic of this radio station or this radio host, and if he says something, it's just like it's written on rock, and you're gonna go with what he says, and all of a sudden now
But wait a minute.
you stand,
We're not voting
you know,
as
you
we're
stand
not
with this
voting
guy.
as an identified group, though. That's the issue. The issue is that we've been participating with this as some loose leaf citizens, the same as they say that everybody can. When you realize that, okay,
Because
no,
first of all,
everybody is voting in specific blocks, and
yeah.
so
So
when it comes to us, we've been voting largely within the capacity of a minority, not a capacity of a black person. And now with this push towards establishing a lineage-based identity, they have to contend with that. Everybody must contend with that. No more freestyle.
yeah, right. So that's the first thing which has to be established, and everyone would have to be on board. And once you've done establishing the lineage, and everybody understands the idea, and now you can
That's
move.
too big
Now
a
you
goal,
can move
brother.
forward. Yeah, it's gonna be
That's too
hard.
big a goal. That's too big a goal. It's not. We cannot wait for everybody. Okay.
Yeah,
What
no,
we're
of
going
course.
to have is that dedicated few, and if that dedicated few moves, then those who have been waiting and sitting on the sideline, as Too Much says all the time, they gonna see the motion that we're making.
All right.
But it's not gonna be waiting for everybody getting on page, getting on code. Those of us who are on code are moving it forward today.
Exactly.
Waking up tomorrow, making sure that code is stronger than it was today.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now the next step would be getting those decision makers and the big guys to not only accept that, but to at least pay mind to the movement. So,
Do you think they're going to hear them say that publicly? I'm just curious. Do you think that the R's or the D's are going to say, New Black Media, what is it you're asking of us? Do you think that
no,
that's what they're going to
it would
ask?
have been done, and if that were to happen, there would be some other movement to suppress that. So that means we really
That will never
in order
happen
to
because
achieve
that
no,
means that
of
they
course
would be
not.
acknowledging us, brother.
Absolutely,
If
I definitely agree
They are
with you on that.
choosing, and this is how you know it's a concerted effort. Both of them are choosing not to address us head on. They will take on our issues, but they won't speak to us. That's the problem. Okay. See, we can,
Right.
as they said many years ago, Bernie Sanders, reparations. What is reparations? Come on, man. You gonna say that?
Yeah.
But we realize, see, they know. They just cannot speak to our issue. You remember when Bernie Sanders was running for president and that sister jumped up there and took the mic and Donald Trump said he should have never gave her the mic? Remember that?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Right after that, there was a memo that came out, do not promise black people anything, from the DNC.
Right.
The gatekeepers.
So why tell me again what I'm supposed to be getting out of that. And mind you, I say this not as a Trump supporter. Too much time. I'm not necessarily a Trump supporter, but I dang sure ain't voting for a Democrat. You gonna play me like that? You must be insane to think I'm going to listen or trust anything that you are coming with. If it's not gonna be wrote down and passed in legislation, all I see is another nothing burger.
Nothing. Exactly.
All right.
Yeah. So that means we have a lot of work to do, guys. You guys have really, really a lot of work to do, and that's one of the main reasons I mentioned those
Nah, the work has already been
accomplishments
done. All
of
he got to do is now stand on this newly established square. The work is already being done. All we need is consistency with exactly where we at.
All we gotta do is get on code. Again, click the link
Yep.
in my bio, get the FBA Code of Honor. It's absolutely free. Get the FBA Treaty. It's absolutely free. Get the FBA Digital Bill of Rights. It's absolutely free. Get them. Get them. Read them. Let your kids know about it. Pass it around.
Spread the word about the new black media.
Word about the grassroots media. Matter of fact, we probably need to put a list.
You guys can put a list down there where I can access that,
media.
so I
Hold on.
I can scrutinize it and keep it. Take
Hold on
a
real
closer
quick,
look.
Leslie. I'm talking. Leslie, calm down,
Sorry
brother.
about that. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. We probably need to get a PDF file of a list of all the grassroots media, and that's probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to put together a PDF file with all the grassroots media. That all you got to do is click the link in my bio, and you'll have a list of the grassroots media of what you should be paying attention to and watching on a regular. Do not watch mainstream media. Do not watch it. It's not for you. There's nothing for you there. All they're going to do is peddle fear to you. They're peddling out propaganda. Do you want to be propagandized? Or do you want to live in truth? Because if you're watching all these Hollywood movies, I don't watch television, y'all. If you're paying attention to the mainstream media, all you're under is propaganda and witchcraft. Don't you want to get out from up under that? I'm not against watching movies, y'all. I'm not against entertainment. But if it's not coming from us, why are we watching it? Because there's always an agenda and a problem. Aren't you tired of watching a good movie and then they slip and then they slide in some LGBT?
Mm-hmm.
While you trying to enjoy the movie, they slide in some stuff that vexes your spirit. Doesn't that stuff vex your spirit? Is it just me, or when you see it, your spirit is like, ah?
Yep.
Aren't you tired of that? And listen,
So yourself, we need our
if we don't control the narrative, they're going to continue to do things that vex our spirit, to make you numb to truth. They want to desensitize you. You can't let that happen. Stop watching. Just turn that thing off. I got 2 TVs that never get turned on in here. They're just for show. For show. And I don't even play. Look, I used to play video. I don't got time to play video games, y'all. This ain't the time to play. This is the time to get on code. Technology. Let me explain it to you. Technology is more addictive than fentanyl. You understand what I'm saying? Stop letting your kids play with the iPhone and get on. Stop letting them get on. Listen, every time you swipe, click, that's a dopamine fix for y'all. That's an excitement. They know that. They studied, they did the research. Do you know that in America, they don't give you nothing that's not addictive? It has to have an addictive quality to it, or they won't sell it to you.
Facts.
Why are all the drugs that you're taking, especially the ones that actually work, they're addictive? Highly addictive.
It's something else.
And they're, because they want to destroy you. Exactly. They got to get you, keep coming back to keep destroying yourself. Turn that stuff off, man. Leave it alone. Men, get you some testosterone pills now. There's estrogen in your food. It's unaliving you. Get on testosterone pills. Get yourself some ashwagandha, some burdock. Get yourself this, some sea moss, some black root, some black seed oil. Get yourself this.
But
take it daily.
You got to be able to do introspection, though, to do that. You got to be able to pause your life, take a look, and assess that these are areas where the outside is being detrimental to me, but also where I am assisting it. Like pulling back from television, that is actually a sustenance for a lot of people. It's a ritual, actually, and they don't understand that. They think that, okay, I'm just viewing something that I enjoy viewing. Like you said, it must have an addictive property to it. For real, I'm keeping 100. It's almost like how black people is with church. As a child, I always ask the question, do we come here because y'all think we're supposed to be here or because we want to be here? And it always resonated with the energy of, oh no, y'all think this is something that we're supposed to do. Well, isn't it better for us to have an agency towards interacting with any of this? And you see how automated people actually are. And when they're forced to take that look in the mirror and assess where they've been a detriment and where they've been permitting outside factors to be a detriment, people usually run.
Indeed. Indeed, man. It's all programming, y'all. Education does not mean intelligence. It just means you've been fully indoctrinated.
Yep.
You got a degree in indoctrination. That's why let me tell you something. That's why I don't care about your education. I got a bachelor's degree too. But I don't care about your education. I don't care about your doctor's degree, any of that. Because all it shows me is that you were a good little boy or a good little girl. That's all they show me, that you did exactly what they wanted you to do. But when you become a critical thinker, that changes the game. When you start to inspect what you expect, now that's a game changer right there. When you start to stand on truth and remove and detach and delineate from all the lies, now you're playing the game of chess. Now you become a danger to society and everyone else. When I start, you listen, I start putting people in categories. If I don't talk to people too long. If you start regurgitating information that everybody knows, I just say bot, NPC, bot, NPC, and I spend less time with you. I don't want to be around no bots, and I don't want to be around no NPCs. Those are civilians. Civilians become casualties of WAR. It's just what happens. You put yourself in that civilian category when you start talking like that. I want to talk to somebody who's actually in the game, who's actually using this up here, this black consciousness up here, this real intellect up here, and breaking it down and showing you where the lies are at. Because they always hide the lie with the truth. That's how they get you. You ever wonder how you hear a preacher say, man, this guy preaching so powerful? Like, how could he be working with the devil when he's preaching so good? Well, Paul said, do not be moved by persuasive speech. He said, but they need to be operating in demonstration and real power. See, just because the Michael Dodson, what's his name? You know,
Dyson. Michael Eric Dyson.
Michael Eric Dyson. Just because they talk, and we got to, they put these words together that make it sound so sweet and so nice, and you be enamored, like, man, this brother is intelligent. But yet he's laying up with a whole YT woman, and he has a whole other agenda.
Yep.
You gotta pay attention.
That's
to
the
that.
utilization of black participation, just again within the minorityship of it. So my thing is, with us creating an identity for ourselves, and we have the right to do that. I believe we are the world's most broken people over here, especially if you wish to pair in post-emancipation and pre-emancipation, right? I think we're supposed to be efforting for a self-identity as if there wasn't an adversarial catalyst to it, right? That's the one thing I don't like us doing, of us having an adversarial catalyst for the reason for us to have some type of accuracy, right? It's like, no, for the sake of us or any people within the world, no matter what the adversary is around them, in whatever form it presents itself, if those people remain unhealthily connected, they are going to destroy themselves. Like over here, we just get a whole lot of help with that. It does happen naturally in the sense of a disconnected people, period. But also we have the system which plays a part. And we got these other people who are supposed to be non-participants participating as buffer classes, and also we'll say ignorantly, not ignorantly, and also intentively. So as far as I'm concerned, I use the United States as a litmus test unto the entirety of the world, because they can believe whatever they want to believe outside of here, but once they come here to the United States, they get right on anti-black status quo code. Do they not? No matter what their color is, religion, cultural background or whatever.
And that's why we have to understand and identify the buffer class and who they are at that particular time, because we've been through this for 50 years.
Come on.
And it coincides with, guess what? People got to look at this. Getting back to that visa, that work visa. That's what it's all tied to. And I can give you the date, the years. In the 70s, it was the Vietnamese. In the 80s to the 90s, it was the Chinese. Then it skipped on to the Mexicans. And they buffered us for what, almost 20 plus years? Now it went back to the Indian.
Yeah.
That's what's going on right now. Then it falls back back into the Chinese and the Africans. Because the visa, when Trump was in office, he cut the work visas down to a minimum. So they uplifted it again. So you got to look at the process, man. Just like all this coincides with keeping FBA down.
Can I touch on
This
something?
is why we delineate.
Ukraine too, if you notice, tried to slip them under the
Well,
radar.
well, that's just a matter of showing. Okay, in my
Very
opinion,
intensive.
it's just a matter of the United States of American government showing we got all the money in the world for these Western neo-colonial countries, whether they are with us or they are against us. We got all the money in the world for them. But for you foundational Black Americans within the United States of America, we're coming back and your check is saying insufficient funds.
Yep.
Which is pretty sad because if these other races are basing their sense of value off of not being us and the fact that we have still created the best culture in the world and they have still failed, it just goes to show like you really can't stop what's inevitable. I mean, look at the music industry. I mean, we own the biggest genre in the world. Our culture is known worldwide. People are talking about us. You know, we're on everyone's minds. It's like no matter what they try to
We
do,
created it, we don't own it. The manufacturing,
that's the problem. Yeah.
all of that.
That's
So
everything.
the
That's
idea of
everything
how it is
that
being
we've ever
perceived
done.
around the world is not within our control. That is
We
within
have
the
to create
control
our
of the
own
dominant
narrative.
society of those who have the money. We are
Okay,
not in a
so let me
position to
ask
have the
you
money.
real quick, y'all. How do we stop that from happening? How do we stop them from taking control of what we create? That's the question. I want to open that up to a panel. How do we stop them from taking control of the things that we create? How do we
We
do
have
that?
to start seeing them for what a lot of them are, is very manipulative and deceitful. Not all of them. And that's why I like to say, I like white people. I don't like YT people. But, you know, you have blackfishing, you have a lot of people going on social medias pretending to be us. And you just see like, this is a very, like, the first thing we have to do is we have to get absolutely as many of us as we can to literally wake up and realize it's not a game. Like these people are very serious. They're pretending to be us online. They're instigating shit that we don't have any foot in. You know, like that's the first step. We have to stop
Nah,
giving them the
well,
benefit of the doubt, really.
look, the first step is acknowledging that your worth is not supposed to be set by anything outside of you. The ill part with all this is that the chitlin circuit was not enough for us. And because the chitlin circuit was not enough for us, and all this time done passed, right? And all these Weinstein and Epsteins that happened, we understand how Hollywood really get down. What those black people did was opt to participate in all of that weird Weinsteinness instead of build their culture amongst their own the way that we started doing it. All this started from the juke joint, the churches, and all of that. We was entertaining one another. And then
Yep.
here come these greed feeders trying to say that they make you a star or something like that. And, you know, I guess the white ice was colder. But we and I'll land with this. If we desire appreciation from another more than we do from ourselves, we're always going to lose ourselves. Always. No matter what it is that we create, if it's a social expression, musical
Sum it
expression,
up.
whatever.
Right. Let me say this, y'all. Listen. This is how my dad raised me. To have more belief in myself than anything. See, when you have belief in yourself, when you know you're capable, you don't necessarily have to take the money because you know the money is the byproduct of what you already have going on. I tried to get into Hollywood. I went in as an extra when I was young, like 18, 19 years old, and I was moving up real fast in the ranks, all the above. And a brother came to me and said, and listen, this is out of nowhere. And this is how you know this is what FBAs do. If you ever grew up as a kid on the block, you had people say, listen, man, this ain't for you. You need to go to school and you had people on the block who were doing dirt. They know what they were doing, but they said, you know what? They saw something in you and they said, hey, this
Stay
ain't
away.
for you.
Yep.
Stay away. I had a brother come up to me and say, hey, young blood, listen up. I see you moving up in the ranks pretty fast, and I want you to know that they're watching. And I just want to give you some advice. If you don't need the money, don't take it. Because nothing in Hollywood is for free. It comes with a string attached to it. Now, I'm paraphrasing a little bit.
There's a reason they say it's selling your soul for a lot of cases.
Yeah. Listen, man. I was on a Calvin Klein suit. We had to strip down to our boxers, and there was a man coming down a man that was coming down the line, and he was rubbing everybody's chest like this.
Oh, hell no, cuz.
Oh yeah, exactly. When he got to me, everybody else let him do it. He was touching their arms and their chest, and he was doing this on their chest, and they just let him do it. And I was like 9th or 10th in the line, and when he got to me, I said, no, sir, you can look, but you can't touch. Don't invade my space. I stood on business. And he gave me a little smirky look, and then he moved down the line. And there was three judges on the panel while he was doing this. And they were choosing which one were going to be their Calvin Klein model boxer or whatever. And after I stood on business, the next person in line next to me, he stood on business. And then the next guy next to me, then he stood on business. And then you know what they did? They got me up out of there. They got me up out of there.
You found the leader.
They was feeling.
But you think
They was feeling
I was
you out.
complaining? I was happy to go. They still had to pay me for the day, but I was happy to go because I was not part of that. Listen, I don't go to no industry parties, and I know when I go to the industry parties, don't drink any liquor there because it's all spiked, all of it.
That is so terrible.
You better smoke before, but you don't smoke anything or drink anything at no industry party, y'all. Don't do it. And then if you're in the rap and entertainment industry, you better you better go to the studio and knock out all your songs by 3 p.m.
Yeah.
By 3 p.m. Don't stay longer. Don't be in the studio 12 midnight to 3 in the morning. Don't do it. Don't be in there smoking and drinking with people you don't know.
Yeah.
Because that's when you wake up and they got a video of you doing some strange things because they done drugged you.
Yeah.
And then they got you. And now you embarrassed and you don't want nobody to know that you got, something happened to you.
Got it.
Yeah, you got to make sure. I want to add to that because same thing. I've been around the industry for a long time. You know what I mean? So I know a lot of stuff to go on.
Do y'all think Denzel got buck broken?
It's hard. That was hard to say because of what he just did in his movie. So a lot of people are, starting to rethink things. But you never know with people up there. You know what I'm saying? You never know.
In my book, they're
all of them.
You can't play the game.
If they're propagating the mainstream,
I know when you get to a certain amount of money, you got to play that game. But the way they get to a lot of people is they use women. And a lot of times those women like women, they don't really like men, but they use them to get to you. And there's all kinds of tricks how they knock you out. They got this stuff that they put in between the women's breasts and get the man in there and knock them out, rob them, do all kinds of stuff to them. There's a lot of different ways. That's why when you're doing stuff, you try to do everything independently.
Cardi B was saying that she was drugging people.
Let me say this real quick.
What I wanted to say, what you was on the subject of how about our inventions. Like a lot of times, also in the past, either they're going to steal it or either it's for sale. And we got to realize, like a lot of things are not for sale. And like DMX said, he said, you know, you never know. When somebody say they're going to offer you $10 million and you never had nothing in your life, you can't say what you will do and what you won't
I
do.
want y'all to listen to this. He mentioned DMX. Do y'all know that DMX will compromise y'all? Do y'all know that? As much as we like DMX, he told y'all in the interview, he let it out. He said one of his homies. Hold on, Bloomberg. You got a lot going on, man. There's a lot. You got a hot mic. You got to keep that mute button on. But DMX, he was very crackish, and everybody knew it. And it was his own homie that got him on crack. And he was like, he was crying on camera, like, "Why would you do that to me? Why would?" Because that's what they do. All of them. Whitney Houston, Bobby Brown, all of them, they got to smoke crack, y'all.
Juice WRLD.
All your politicians are on some type of drug. They're addicted. Obama, the crackhead, all of them are addicted to a drug.
All of Capitol Hill is some hypes. I used to work out in DC.
Got a nose problem. All of them got a sinus problem over there.
And stuff.
That's how they control you. That's how they use you. That's how they get you to do something strange for a little change. Justin Bieber, they got him.
You got to do what we do.
If you want to be part of the club, you got to do what they do, and then you got to keep your mouth shut.
Keep the secret.
Cat Williams told you their only job is to act like they're not part of the club. Jimmy Kimmel, part of the club. Jim Carrey, part of the club. Their only job is to pretend that they're not part of the club. That's the only way. See, somebody mentioned it. They talked about you not accepting the money from the Chitlin circuit, but you want to get that YT money because you want this delusion of grandeur.
Small hat money.
See, when you start chasing fame, that's one thing I'm so glad my dad I've never been a fan. I've never been a fan of movie stars. I never looked up to movie stars. I looked up to my dad.
Thank you.
Me too. That's my hero. My father's my hero.
Okay. You alive is not eligible for recommendation. Restricted search results because your live doesn't. Okay. So what's going to happen, y'all, is they flag my live. So I gotta stop the live and I gotta come back again.
I knew that was coming.
I'm gonna bring everybody.
Yeah, you hit too many personal names.
I'm gonna bring everybody up on the panel.
Like you said, they're watching.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring everybody back up on the panel. So just come back. I'm gonna stop the live and we're gonna restart it again. So just come back. All right.
All right.